Hello everyone, and welcome to my first Train Simulator 2017 video. This is a series that I have wanted to get started for a long time, and now that Train Simulator 2017 has actually come out, I figured it would be a perfect time to actually get started. Today we are on the North Jersey Coastline, one of the new routes included with Train Simulator 2017, and we will be doing the Ocean Spray scenario. This is a relatively challenging 40-minute scenario. I have not tried this part of the North Jersey Coastline before, as I only got it in Train Simulator 2017 less than a month ago. So we are going to learn together. Alright, let me unpause and get this started. So today you'll be running a passenger service between Woodbridge and Long Branch. The timetable is tight and intermittent storms mean the conditions aren't great. You'll need to be alert. Good luck. Alrighty, so let us first get the doors open. Great. Get ourselves into forward. Alright, everything looks good. Probably want some headlights today. Do we have our headlights on? Let's play with our headlights. I'd like to have those running lights on as well, but oh well. We definitely are also going to need some windshield wipers today. If we can find the controls to adjust the windshield wiper speed as well, because that could get annoying at its current speed. Actually, let's play with the windshield wipers after we get going. There's the brakes, put on some speed, and head towards 75 miles an hour. So, our first stop is going to be at Perth Amboy in about 3 1/3 miles. Peering around at these controls. So, normally I run Train Simulator at full screen across my 5 monitors, which is about 4,000 by 3,000 pixels more or less, so I get a nice giant cab to look out of. Unfortunately, my computer is not really that keen on recording while also rendering the game at that resolution, so I have reduced it down to 1 monitor. Unfortunately, this means the resolution is a little less good, as is the size of what I'm staring at, but hopefully that won't inconvenience us too much, and we'll see how it goes. Of course, I will be more than happy to accept any feedback in the comments about how this works out. Things like audio volume. Sorry, gotta take a screenshot. You know, just general quality, resolution, and I will see what I can do based on that feedback. So we are accelerating nicely towards 75 miles an hour as we head towards Perth Amboy. So we have a 60 coming up in the near future, so eventually I'll ease off the throttle, but we haven't even reached 60 yet, so let's not worry about that yet. Oh right, I was peering around the cab because I wanted to figure out if we had some windshield wiper controls. No doubt we do, but trickily actually finding them. Door interlock. Speedometer. Horn. Oh, it's the horn. I'm gonna guess that this might be it, but that is not something I can click it here, so maybe not. Green over red, we have the high ball. Let us power on through. Alright, now we need to start pulling the speed down slightly. I think I'll just put on a little dynamics rather than actually going to air brakes as we go towards Perth Amboy. 63, speed's coming down nicely, maybe a little bit more. Ooh, we're in danger of speeding. 62, 61, alright, we're good. Excellent. Beautiful. 60 into the 60. We are driving through semi-rural New Jersey, as rural as New Jersey ever gets along the coast. I am from the area myself, not New Jersey, but certainly I have spent the odd trip wandering through here. Ooh, we've got another train approaching. I shall blow the horn at them. Quite a short train too. What do we have today? We have 6 cars and my loco today. Eyeball going through, very good. Yep, I see I have not kept my eye on that speed. Let's get a little more speed going here. So, one of the things I definitely am going to be aware of as I start is that as good as my Train Simulator performance and scoring tends to be when I'm playing by myself, that once you actually start playing and recording at the same time, that your drive quality pretty much goes in the garbage. Again, Moleman978 certainly has taught me that through his many videos that I've watched, that although he's almost certainly a respectable driver when he's not talking to you lot, that talking and driving and recording at the same time just makes everything become pretty terrible. I was going to say another phrase, but it would be inappropriate given what we're actually doing right now, driving trains. Perth Amboy is coming up, so let us start putting on a few little brakes here. Let's see. A little bit more. Ooh, let's not go that far. Oh, just hold. Came in a little hot there. Full service, full service. Looks like I'm going to have to overhang the engine here, so let me ease off there a little bit. Almost got that last car on. Alright, now we need to really bring it down. Oop, oop, I'm going to overshoot that first coach. Yep. Alright, so this is my first time driving this in diesel mode, I must admit. So don't expect anything superb at first. I see I've missed 2 coaches there, as well as overhanging the engine, but hey, at least we got some of those coaches on. Through the wall. Come on, guys. Sun's coming out a little bit, the rain is letting up. Don't let the... So this is a low platform, and the doors have opened to high level mode, but whatever, we won't worry about that. They'll just kind of have to climb up into the cars. Alright, let me release the brakes in preparation for leaving, let some of that air pressure come down. And we are all set to go. Check those doors. Yeah, we're good. Alright. Off we go. Straight into 7, why not? The sun is coming out, the rain is letting up. In fact, I think I will even turn off my windshield wipers for now. Ooh, that's better. Don't have that constant click and clack. At some point I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for those windshield wiper controls. Figure out how to change the speed. Ah, in fact, there is the speed right there. Ooh. Okay, so my options are on or off. Good to know. Alright, that's unfortunate. I spent too much time watching other people play things like the Class 800 or the Class 801, which have variable windshield wiper speed controls. I've gotten spoiled by that. So we have a bridge coming up, which of course means we're going to have to cut our speed. In fact, we have to cut our speed already, because 35 is our target. Let's see, these dynamics are not going to cut it, are they? 40? Nope, need some air brakes. Alright, that's good. Speed back up. Certainly this seems to be a pretty industrial part of New Jersey. Back it up a bit and take a look. We roll across this bridge, very nice mirrored water there. It looks pretty shallow actually. Unless that's just a trick of my graphics. Very nice, moving along there. Back a bit more and take a look. Very nice. This looks like it might be time for a screenshot, if I can find the right moment. That seems good. Before that shoreline that's creeping up on us gets here. Oh, or not quite. Ha. What's going to be more picturesque? Yeah, there's a nice little town back there. Maybe zoom in slightly. And screenshotted. Off we go. Oop, speeding. This is what happens when you take screenshots. I certainly should know that by now. Ooh, goodbye score. Alright. Yep, screenshots. They are going to be the figurative death of me as far as my score. So next stop is South Amboy, which is in just under a mile. This time I'm going to be a little bit more aware of what the stopping distance is on this train, as I learn to use these brakes a little better. I have actually driven this kind of brake system in real life. Oh, and our rain has started up again. On a trolley at a trolley museum nearby. I have, however, not driven rather, a train that uses this sort of brake system in Train Simulator before, where you have to add air, hold the air, add air, hold the air, release the air, rather than just setting a direct brake level. So, this will be a learning experience for both of us, as I said. Score of 108 so far. Hopefully I didn't lose too much there. I think that was only about 20 points. If we take a look at F1, I see we have quite a run ahead of us, all the way to Long Branch in about 40 minutes, and only 21 miles. Alright, so I guess we're going to be maintaining pretty slow speeds throughout. So we're coming in at 30. Let us put on some dynamics. Graduated self-lap. 27, 26, 25. Alright, should be good. In fact, I might have even overcooked those brakes. Undercooked? I don't know. If you overcook the speed, you undercook the brakes? I don't know. Rolling in at a stately 19 miles an hour. This time we definitely have plenty of room for all of our coaches. Don't need to overhang the engine. In fact, let me see if I can find a marker. I see no marker, so I'm just going to go for the end of the platform. Throw on some more brakes, graduated self-slap. Ooh, definitely need to put that up notch. Full service. Hold. Squeal. And doors. Didn't quite get to the end of the platform. It's okay. We're learning. We're learning. So we are at South Amboy here. Around the station a bit. In fact, looks like we don't have too much time, but we'll just kind of come out on the platform and take a look. Nice train. Light rain falling in New Jersey. I do like that orange. No, what do we want to call that? Magenta and blue. The doors are closing, and that means we should be on our way. Let us release the brakes, put on some power, and air pressure's off. Let's go. So I'm sorry for the somewhat obnoxiously sized HUD here today. As I said, I'm quite unfamiliar with both this route and this locomotive, so I need all the help I can get for this particular route. Around the cab a little bit. We have no firemen to help us out today, but that's alright. So far we have everything under control. Look, we could even head up to 60 miles an hour shortly. Ooh, I definitely missed that. It's alright. Next time. And speeding. Let's right back down to 30, please. Goodbye, 41 points. Alright, now we can go up to 60. And throttle way back up to full again. Signals are in our favor. So that was correctly done, if a little bit short. I may have been missing the whistle boards here. Poke my head out here, watch the train from here. Oh, we're not actually in diesel mode. I misquoted that at some point. We are in electric pantograph mode at the moment, racing along on the North Jersey Coastline. It's alright, no worries. Going through the marshes of New Jersey. Certainly a very marshy place if you've ever visited. Gotta keep my eye on that speed. So I thought that it was manage the speed in that Train Simulator 2015 or 2016 video with Sean Bean. 2015. Although I was recently corrected that it may be manage the brakes. Watch the speed, control the speed, something like that. That was pretty cool. They got Sean Bean to narrate that video. I'm sorry we don't have a similar Sean Bean video for Train Simulator 2017, although certainly the promo video was somewhat equally epic. Let's put a little brakes on here as we roll towards this 45. I don't know why we have a 45. Are we going over points? I don't know. We'll find out. Graduated self-lap. 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. We got it. Right back up to notch 1. Hold that speed. Just a little bridge. Let's take a look from the back. Cool. Is this a cab car? Yes, this is a cab car at the back of our train. Long Branch is where we are headed, I agree. Just head into this bridge here. Not really much of a bridge to speak of. Certainly couldn't really fit too many boats under there, but you never know. Head back up to our cab to make sure we've got no AWS going off. We call it AWS if we're driving an American route? I don't know. We certainly don't want it to go off anyway. Certainly recent events on the New Jersey Transit have shown the kinds of automatic train control, positive train control that we need, especially in areas where we don't currently have it, like terminals. That was a real tragedy that happened in Hoboken. If you are not from the area, you may not have heard of it. There was a train that crashed at Hoboken Terminal. It sped up from 8 miles an hour to 21 miles an hour as it entered the terminal. It's still not clear what exactly happened there. So I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Maybe an equipment failure. I don't know. We are now at 60 miles an hour, racing towards Aberdeen-Matawan. Really not quite getting up to that 70 miles an hour. I wonder what those little switches behind me do. Sadly, they're not labeled. Maybe those are the switches you have to switch in some magical secret sequence in order to get your train started. Who knows? Poke our head outside again and look at it around here. We've got a little trio of baseball fields there. Athletic fields. Many houses. Those houses all look very different from each other. Let's keep an eye on that speed. The rain patters down around us. Oof. See another refinery or factory of some sort coming up in the distance. Ooh, 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 ooh. I caught it. Alright, we're good. Caught the speeding. Ha! Didn't really have to worry now. Well, we do. That 45 is coming up shortly before Aberdeen-Matawan. Track 2. Oop. Ah. Sorry, people. Sorry. Hopefully the crossing gates went down. Man, am I missing these whistle boards? Or do we just not have whistle boards in the New Jersey Transit? I think we just don't have whistle boards. Alright, I'm going to have to keep an eye on those. Unfortunately, for the sake of recording and playing at the same time, I have my anti-aliasing set only at 4xAA, I believe. So some of the things in the distance are a little blurry. I hope it's okay for you guys. As I said nearer the beginning, please let me know what the quality is like. Oh, let's also start pulling some of the speed off because I'm a little paranoid now that this train doesn't quite stop as quickly as I want it to. Let's hold that brakes there. So yeah, tell me what the quality is like, what the sound quality is like, routes that you want to see, certainly. I tend to play American routes more than British routes in Train Simulator, and both of those much more than German routes for whatever reason. Well, the American routes because I ride American trains a lot, so it's always fun to drive what you're familiar with. I particularly ride the Northeast Corridor between New York and Vermont a great deal, so one of my dreams in Train Simulator has been to get the whole, I think it's about 300 to 400 miles of the Vermonter in Train Simulator. Currently you can only drive as far as New Haven, although I guess with the newest, oops, I missed another great crossing, sorry guys, the newest Springfield pack, you can drive a 1950s version of the New Haven to Springfield version. Oh, we definitely need some full service here. Anyway, so yes, if you're listening, Dovetail, would love to be able to drive all the way to Essex Junction or St. Albans in Vermont. But anyway, yeah, so tell me routes that you'd like to see me play. My current selection that I have is just the basics from Train Simulator 2017, 16, and 15. But I am certainly interested in some new, let's not go all the way to emergency. Some new options if there's anything you recommend. I know I was looking at the South London network and the Midland Main Line recently as possible options. Whoops, I totally missed that station. Well, not totally, just one coach. So, if you have any particular recommendations, I'd be happy to take them. Ooh. Hopefully that did not cause a gap in the recording, I just clicked off screen. Alright, everything is good. Nothing happened. Alright, let's see what we have here. One coach, doors did not open. Second coach. Let's take a look. Doors, I believe, open. Oh, not on the second one either? Oh no, that's... yeah, that's the second coach. Rats. Really thought I got that one based on what the HUD showed me there. Well, sorry guys, if you were in the first two coaches, you'll have to quick run back because the doors have now closed. Let us release those brakes and head off to Hazlet. Hazlet? I want to say Hazlet. I think by law, New Yorkers are not allowed to know how to pronounce some of these more obscure New Jersey town names for fear of being scourged and abandoned by their fellow New Yorkers. Looks like the rain has let up again, so I'm going to turn those windshield wipers off just for our sanity. See some more fluffy clouds in the sky there. Nice scenery, nice foliage, nice trees. Nice red pantographs. I do like the red pantographs. The ACS 64 and the Stella trains all have the same, not quite the same, the ends of the pantographs are a little bit similar, but that nice red danger color. I always like how that looks. Off towards Hazlet in just a mile and a third, so let's not get going too fast or else I'm going to speed past that station again. Let's try to avoid that. It would be awfully good if I could hear what you guys were thinking or saying while I was recording. I guess that's why people including, sorry to harp on it, but he is the one that I watch the most on YouTube, Moleman978, has switched to doing videos where he streams and just kind of responds to the comments over on the side as he records. That might be something worth me trying, although I will have to make sure there are enough of you who actually enjoy watching train simulator videos before I do that, otherwise I'll just be streaming to no one. Up to now, I have spent, what, 6 or 7 years now recording YouTube videos about my electronics projects, Minecraft, model trains to a little bit of an extent, and oh hell, sorry. Only now have I started moving into Train Simulator. Just a little bit of brakes, just to bring down that speed right nicely. Nice and smoothly. We're going to do this one right. Try to do self lap, just a little more air. Yeah, that looks nice. Into the station, maybe 35? 7, 6, no, maybe more like 30. 4, 3, 2, 1. I really need to keep an eye out for those grade crossings. I am very sorry, New Jersey Transit. Speed is coming off nicely. In fact, I'm going to release some air. Hold it there. Well, hold it, no air. Yes, fine, that works. Coast in nicely. Alright, let's not miss the station. Let's err on the side of just... Sorry train. I know I'm making our air go all over the place. Hold it right there. Alright, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Nice. Great. Lovely. Open those doors. And the rate's coming down again. So I overshot the engine by what? 10, 12 feet? But the coaches are excellent. All on, all with their doors open. Lovely, lovely. Let's take a look at the cab car at the end there. Its door's not open? Its door did not open. What's that about? Hey, I want to get off. My doors are not open. Ooh, Fury. Kung Fu movie, no doubt. Let us get those brakes off. Timeliness bonus, very nice. And off to Middletown. Middleton? I think it's Middleton. That was a little bit long, but let's err on the side of caution. The good people of New Jersey do not want to encounter any unexpected trains at grade crossings today. But let us make sure we know we're coming. They know we're coming, rather. Straight up to full power. Not straight up, but you know, full power it is. See if we can hit 80 miles an hour today before we have to go to Middleton in 4 and 8 miles. Got those windshield wipers going again. Also, I have the instinct to move my mouse pointer, my mouse cursor away from the center of my screen after I touch the controls. But if my OBS is configured correctly, oh hell. really need some whistle words, then you will not be able to see my mouse pointer, which means if I point at things with it, you will not be able to see what I'm pointing at. Hopefully I remember to avoid doing that. But it also means if I leave it in the middle of the screen, it is not a distraction for you guys. I do wish I could show you what playing Train Simulator across 5 monitors looks like. I might have to try just like hanging my phone behind me and seeing if I can record that way, or if I had a better camera I would use that instead, but sadly I do not. 60 miles an hour, headed towards 80, headed towards 70 based on those speed limits. Could be interesting indeed. I might need a bit of a better graphics card if I want to try both playing and recording on 5 monitors at once, although I've noticed that Train Simulator, even without recording, has struggled to display the game at the highest quality across all 5 of my monitors these days. So that might be something I need to do in the future anyway. It is indeed. I am currently using an NVIDIA, sorry, not NVIDIA, an AMD '5970 graphics card with 5 outputs, as is necessary for my 5 monitors. And it's done well. It served me well. I've had it for, it's got to be 5-6 years by now. But it is starting to show its age a little bit with modern games, especially with Train Simulator World. I might need to consider a slightly more powerful graphics card. Sorry, that was an AMD Radeon HD 9570. I left off the Radeon HD part there. Feel free to tell me what kinds of graphics cards you guys think are particularly good these days, in case I do decide to invest some money in a better card. Certainly I want to make sure I can get something that can drive at least my 5 monitors. I have a projector that I very occasionally use to watch movies from bed. That works out nicely if often I just swap it out with one of my monitors. If I had a 6th output, I would certainly use it. Actually, I do have a 6th output on my current card. What I don't have is a DisplayPort to DVI adapter. So, something I might want to consider for the future. Anyway, yeah, if you know some good graphics cards that are reasonably priced and optimal performance, and will let me drive 5 to 6 outputs, then please do let me know. Some of my friends, when they see me gaming or watching TV shows or movies on my monitors, complain that it's a little bit hard to kind of understand what's going on because my monitors don't quite perfectly line up, and it can be a little challenging to ignore the borders. I always tell them that my brain is very good at just kind of eventually ignoring the fact that there are borders between the monitors. Oh, this is going to be problematic. But it does take getting used to. It does definitely take getting used to. I don't know. Maybe if I ever get a chance to record it and show you guys via a video what it looks like, so where you can actually see the monitor borders, not just the screen image, you will see what I'm talking about, and you can tell me what you think about it, if it's something that would be hard for you to use. Well, somehow that turned out not to be as terrible as it could have been. Things might have gotten a little jostled around in our coaches today, but we're not going to worry about it. Alright, we are at Middletown now. We are moving our way along. We went from Woodbridge to Perth to South Amboy to Perth Amboy, South Amboy, Aberdeen-Matawan, Hazlet. We're at Middletown, and we need to go to Red Bank, Little Silver, and then arrive at Long Branch. So we are in good shape. Let me reduce some of these brakes. I like to reduce my brakes early. I figure if I have my dynamics on, we're not really going to go rolling away in the time it takes my brakes to release. If I was driving this for real, that would probably be discouraged. Alright, off we go. In fact, maybe those are not dynamics, because I saw a little brake pressure remains when I had those on. As I said, this is a relatively new, entirely new train for me to drive. I've driven it from Hoboken to Newark when I was just doing some sound testing, but that does not really give you a very good feel for it, especially since I was driving that full screen and the game was really struggling with that. I don't know if the fault was the level having geometry that was too detailed, or this train has very detailed geometry, but it was really suffering. I just missed a level crossing, I think. Don't worry, I'll work on it. I'll work on that. So today we are driving an ALP 45 DP from Bombardier. As you can see, we are currently operating from our alternating current catenary. A pantograph. It can also go into diesel mode, which is what I thought we were operating in at the very beginning of the video, incorrectly. I'm just glancing over at my laptop to see if there are any interesting facts I can tell you about it that you might not already know. Well, it can go over 100 miles an hour, although we've certainly only barely hit 80 miles an hour today. We have the Comet 4 commuter coaches, and we have a Comet 5 cab car at the end. If we were going to take this train in the opposite direction without being able to turn around, we would just hop into the cab car at the end and we could drive it from there. But we won't have to worry about that for today because we are just going forward to Long Branch. I think it might be time for another screenshot too. Oh hell, sorry guys. Sorry. Yep, you're waiting patiently. Well, I'm glad you guys were waiting. Yes, let us look at what our screenshot possibilities might look like right now. Got the sun up there. Ooh, I like this. This looks quite picturesque, actually, if I can get a good angle here. Nice. A little bit of lens flare there. Never hurt anyone. Beautiful. Gotta have some thumbnail material, certainly. Alright, 80. Let's... Oop. No, come on. There we go. Just 6 points off. I suspect that's one of the very earliest lessons that most people playing Train Simulator learn, that really, all you need to do is get 0.1 below the speed at which you'd be speeding, and you're good. Until it isn't. Until the rare routes where you're actually forced to stay at 80.0 or lower miles an hour. And that's always a fun adventure. Oh, there's a 50 coming up. Oh, this is bad. Bad. Oh, we're going to lose so much score here. Full service. 27, 54. Oh, bother. Oh, goodbye, score. I heard you like score. I took away your score. Oh dear, we're heading towards negative. Well, this is why talking and train simulatoring is a dangerous proposition. You know, whenever I watch other people's videos, I think, they can just start over and try it again and see if they can get a better score. But no, because I don't know, it seems surprisingly challenging to both talk and record at the same time, you know, and think about sufficiently interesting things to say while you're recording that people will actually want to watch the video when it's done. So, something to keep in mind indeed. Well, let's get that. There we go, we'll hold it there. Giving a warning that I'm coming. I'm not going through yet, so we're not in danger of hitting anyone. Beautiful. Well, we now have a score of 2, I'm afraid. So that didn't go too well. But we will see what happens by the end. And we will try to do better next time. We will try to do better next time for sure. I may try this again in my spare time, see if I can gold start. See, when I'm just driving by myself without, you know, thinking about what I'm saying, there's one fewer thing to focus on. I'm looking at the speed, I'm looking at what's coming up ahead on the track, and I'm keeping my eye on the HUD to see what kind of speed limits I'm going to need to worry about. But with the added complication of thinking about talking about what I'm doing, then things do not go so well. I do like the idea of talking while I'm driving though, because it just makes it a bit more interesting, makes me feel like I'm interacting with you guys, and rather than just sitting there in silence as a real engineer would. Maybe I'll try it at some point. Maybe I'll try just a silent video where I try to get 1,000 points and not get distracted and do everything perfectly. But that day is not today. Bring those brakes off. Wonder why we're coming. What is the rule if you are stopped and you are going to cross a grade crossing right in front of you? Oh, excuse me. I don't know. Let's not go quite to full power. Let's start in notch 5 maybe. These rails might be a little bit slick in the rain. We don't want to do any slipping, wheel slipping. Though, seems to be more of an issue in the snow based on what I've seen so far in Train Simulator. So yeah, I don't know. I have to double check my FRA rule book. Certainly the FRA is already mad at me for not blowing my horn properly going through our grade crossings today, so let's be sure we're not going to do anything else too egregious. Alrighty. Off to Little Silver, which I think is our second to last stop. Yes, we need to go to Little Silver and then Long Branch. So we are actually getting towards the end of our little jaunt today with a huge 114 points. That was a real bummer. Going 75 and a 50. Yep, not what you want to do. Oh, let's do this nicely. Nice. Alright. 50. Keep an eye on that speed. What do we have coming up? Also, the signals have been very nice to us today. We haven't really had to keep an eye on them too closely. Although I have, don't worry, I have. Very nice, very nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's go up to 80 now. Sorry. See, you look at the speed limits, you look at the speed, you look at the grade crossings, you talk about it. Too much to do. Certainly tip my engineer's cap to the engineers who, minus the talking, keep all of that in mind, and don't forget, for the most part, they're probably remembering the speed limits for the route and thinking about the curving, twisting, and grade of the track ahead because they're so familiar with it. So definitely a skill that takes practice and time to learn. Perhaps it's a little bit less glamorous when you go back and forth over the same route all day, every day, for months or years at a time, but who knows? I think there's probably quite a bit of pride in it too. I know I would certainly be proud of it if I was an engineer. My current burnout plan, if what I do professionally ends up burning me out, and after I'm successful, of course, one would hope. Seems like driving trains would be a fun thing to do after that. So let's see if I can do these reasonably well. So if anybody ever takes a look at my train simulator videos, they don't say, I don't think we should hire this guy as an engineer. He doesn't seem to quite know what he's doing. We do not want that to happen. So far, my biggest problem today, other than going 75 and a 50, has been those grade crossings. Why are we not stopping? Are we not stopping? Are we not stopping? Okay, that was supposed to go much better than that. Hey, it's a learning experience. We won't worry. You guys will learn with me. You can laugh at my errors, and I will do better next time. Second to last stop. Take a look outside. Oh, apparently it's not raining back there. I guess it's not raining out here. Oh, yes it is. Ha! Man, the weather today is just starting to stop and rain. Quite bothersome. I like those little fan panels on top. The Acela coaches have a similar looking set of fan panels at the front and rear of each coach. Although certainly they're more streamlined than these Comet coaches. This is a good place for a screenshot. This little grade crossing dare I say banter? I don't know. I don't want to steal two things from my favorite YouTuber, but certainly there was some good screenshotting opportunity there. All right, another 112 points, and off we go. Oh, let's release the brakes and then off we go. I don't think we're going to do too well at speeding off with our brakes on. There we go. Do I see another grade crossing up there? I believe I do. And I also see another train coming. How exciting. Lovely. That's how we do. Very nice. That is how you do a grade crossing. I have to look up what that rule number is. I want to say rule 30 or rule 35. I may be thinking of rule 34. Nobody wants to think about rule 34. Here comes another Alp 45 DP speeding along. Speeding may not be quite well. Speeding is apropos indeed. Let's not do that. The score is low enough already. Oh, there goes another 50 points. Oh joy. Oh joy indeed. This feels too stately though. I want to really speed along. Maybe in my next video I'll have to do something where we can pick up a little more speed. Something particularly fun I've done is drive the Acela train set on the East Coast Main Line from London to Peterborough. Well, I say drive, in Train Simulator. Oh, there goes another grade crossing. See, we look out, we get the view, and we go through grade crossings. Nice halo tone in the rain. I also pulled along a, let's see, was it a Class 800, Class 801? Class 800, I believe. That I pulled along with a P42 DC on the East Coast Main Line. That was rather fun. I'm looking forward to exploring all the new routes in Train Simulator 2017, including our new Welsh route. As a Doctor Who and Torchwood fan, I looked around to see if I could find the Millennium Center, but alas, it was not there. I'm just not giving enough warning at those grade crossings. But I am definitely looking forward to driving around that route a little more, especially with its new HSTs and that nice GWR green livery. Yeah, I was joking around about this to myself before when I was doing a sound test on the East Coast Main Line, because I've heard it pronounced HST so much, you know, in actual words, instead of when I'm just reading it to myself and thinking HST. Wait, do we have a station here? Okay, we're not stopping here. Very good. Got frightened there for a second. Very nice. Do we have another one coming up? No, yes, I mean eventually, but not immediately. This is just a signal box here. 55 out of 80, we're doing fine. Long Branch, okay, we're gonna have to get down to 25 for Long Branch. This is just an underpass. But there's definitely a grade crossing up there. I see some cars that are waiting for us already. Beautiful. Alright, let's start putting that speed down. Just put a little bit of brake on and hold it. Ah, sorry. See, I was looking at the speed, I was looking at the brakes, watching the brake gauges, and I just sped through a grade crossing. Sorry, people of New Jersey. I shall be a better driver next time. Whoa, let's switch that focus. There we go, much better. Is that a grade crossing? I do believe. I do believe it is. We're slowing down nicely towards our 25 there. And there's Long Branch coming up, so we have almost reached the end of our run. Like nobody waiting for us at this particular crossing. Of course, it's the one that I do well that nobody's actually waiting at. 32, heading right down towards that 25. I'm going to pull the dynamics off. Are we crossing over? I bet we're crossing over. I bet that's the 25. Nope, we are not. We are just heading straight on. Release those brakes, put on a little bit of power to make up for that braking. Alright, Very nice. Straight into the 25. These trees were quite bare. I wonder what season it is. I had thought it was like early fall. Oh, and I'm speeding. Gotta watch that. This can really move when it wants to. But I bet it's a rainy winter day here. It's got some little evergreen brushes around the side, I guess. Shrubs and such. Alrighty, curving around. Oh, actually, let's see if there's a screenshot opportunity here. I bet there is. Oh, beautiful. Yes, definitely a screenshot opportunity. And I hear the ding of a grade crossing, which means I'm going to have to ring my bell. That's very nice. That's a screenshot. Pause one. Totally legal. That's definitely how those work. Totally how it works. Did not cut that close at all. Hold it there. Those two women are wearing the same dress. I wonder if they know that. And one of them just went through a wall. Nope, nope, nope. Too early. Too early. Still have to get the rest of the train on. Is this going to be an overhang? Slightly. Put on some brakes. One more brakes, one more brakes. Hold it. Beautiful. Beautiful stop. Let's hop out and take a look at that. Couldn't have done it better myself. So, we have reached Long Branch Track 2 with a score of a whopping 167. Because we went 75 in a 50. Exit 2 Street. This way. I guess I'm heading to the other end of the train to, you know, hop into the cab car. Ooh, we can get tickets for the way back too. With my ticks. Exit 2 Street. Congratulations, engineer. You've successfully completed this journey to Long Branch. Let's see how you did. Well, we know the answer there. We know that I did not do particularly well with my grand total score of 279 out of 1,000. I will do better next time. If you have any suggestions on what you think I should drive in the next video, then please feel free to tell me, and I will be happy to listen to your thoughts. If you have feedback on the video or audio quality, please let me know. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.